New podcast. So Alex and I were talking about how hookup culture is fucking disgusting. Not like disgusting, but like how am I kind of like reflecting upon how weird hookup culture is right now.
It's a societal construct.
It is.
It is.
It's like just fucking find one person, just like go deep into them, because like when you're hooking up with people, it's like what you said, you're degrading yourself. Yeah. Like you're just constantly like hooking up with people and like wasting your energies, and you're absorbing other people's energies, and it's just like,
and
I don't know, it's like always, it's like satisfaction but no fulfillment.
Yep.
And then it's like an addiction. Yep. It's like you just keep going to find someone else,
right,
to fill that hole in that void that you have. But sex isn't going to fill that void. It's the love and passion and like
the relationship.
In relationship, exactly what you're looking for. It's not the sex. It's like that's only a temporary fix. It's like being on like crack, and crack only lasts for like 2 seconds. It's like same shit with sex. It's like sex only lasts for what, 15 minutes? On
Maybe
average?
For you, Matt.
No, like on average though, like I fucking last like 3 hours when I want to fucking do it. But like average people,
Hi.
I'm usually high when I'm having sex. It's actually very rare that I'm sober.
It's probably longer when you're high because you're numb.
Exactly,
right?
Because actually what the thing is that what weed does is that it makes the guy harder to get hard. It's like some weird chemicals that it's hard.
It's like when you're drunk. It's called whiskey dick.
Yeah. It's like it's very hard to get it up when you're stoned. So I would always,
because you're just numb. Your whole body is, and you don't respond to touch the same way.
But the thing is, it's weird. Is that you go deeper into it, but you can last longer
if you get there.
Yeah. Because the thing is that like I wouldn't get super blasted. I would only smoke like a hit or two, and I'll just be like there, and I'll kind of be like,
let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm like crossfaded. I'm like half in, half out. So it's like I'm enough that I'm gonna get fucking crazy to get hard, but I'm also high as shit. That I can also just kind of like
stay up there. And, yeah.
I'm like zooted up there, and I'm like not like, I don't know. It's weird. That was during my hookup days. I would do that. Honestly, I did that during relationships too. Actually,
what?
It's just any times that I would just fucking.
Oh, you made it seem like you were hooking up while in relationships.
Oh no!
I was like, what the fuck?
I'm so against that shit.
Yeah.
Like I literally can't stand people who.
How can you sleep at night? Like
exactly. Like I would the guilt.
Yeah.
The guilt of even thinking about another person during a relationship just fucking like gets to me. You know, I'm like. Fuck that shit. I don't know. I'm like very old school with like my relationship shit.
Faithful
I'm like, exactly. I'm like, because what is
a relationship?
Exactly. It's like, what the fuck is the point of being in a relationship
otherwise,
if you're always thinking about other people?
Right. Like
if you're always going like, fucking other people and talking to other people and stuff. It's like, then why are you with this one specific person?
Right. At that point, you're not in a relationship. You're a open relationship. You're a friend with benefits. You're nothing.
Yeah. Exactly. Some stupid fucking child shit. Yeah. And I'm like, are we in middle school?
Yep.
Like what? I'm like, we're 22 years old. Like what the fuck?
Yep. What I will say about hookup culture is
foundations is everything. It's like
I also feel though, it's gonna get a little deep right now.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not conducive to sound mental health because you're in middle school, right? And, 6th, 7th grade, you see people with their first boyfriends and girlfriends, and they're making out in the hallway, and you're like, oh, I should be doing that. Why am I not doing that, right?
Yeah.
You finally get there.
Or you get that smell of what it feels like, and you're like, because like you can feel the love between people, and then like you look at yourself and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, I want that,
Or then you get to high school and you're a late bloomer, right? And all your friends are losing their virginities, they're getting their dick sucked and they're, I don't know, having sex and who's doing anal, all this crazy fucking shit.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh wow, why am I not having sex? Why haven't I lost my virginity? Why haven't I done these things with these people? And
that happened to somebody that I knew, actually, that, like, she was, like, I think she was, like, I don't think she was 18, but she was, like, I forgot how old we were, but she's, like, everybody lost their virginity, but
like
me
the same
and
time.
stuff like that.
Yeah, because
but then she's like, I feel like I just, like, I need to. But then I'm just, like, don't fall into that cheap mentality, because then you're gonna fucking regret it and then you're going to be like, oh, I wish I waited.
Right.
For the right person instead
Right.
of just losing it to some random fucking person.
Right. You know, because then that can lead to two things. A, that can lead to depression and a lack of self-worth.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not good enough, right? People don't want to, you know, whatever. They don't like me like that. What's wrong with me? Why don't they? Or it can lead to people becoming rapists. Because to your point, I feel like I need it. Well, that's not normal. You shouldn't feel like you need it, right? Sex is one of those things where it's a unintended. Well, I wouldn't say unintended. It's a byproduct of a relationship, right?
Yeah.
The relationship itself is not sex. The relationship is the relationship. The sex just happens as a byproduct of that.
And the sex is also used to get closer to the person.
Right.
You know,
right.
like...
And so then you get these people who are just like, no, I need it now, right?
Yeah, they're just like, oh my god, I'm so horny, and then they fuck somebody, and then they're like, oh my god, I feel like shit now. It's like, dude, just jack off. That's why we're able to jack off. It's so, and when we get those urges, we don't fuck random people, so we don't feel like shit and get into trouble.
Yeah, and then those people don't understand the value of it, and so then they abuse it, and they think it's like a form of payment. Yeah. And so then they're the ones who go out raping because it makes them feel good. You know, and it's like, no. So, I feel like this whole hookup culture has put unwanted and unneeded pressure on certain people to do certain things. Like, I need to be doing this. I'm not normal if I'm not. You know, why everyone is doing it but me. I need to do it. You know, because now you're going to go out and you're going to do it because you think you need it. And then you're more inclined to use force and to try to get what you want regardless of what the other person wants.
Exactly. Because you're only going for your own selfish needs. It's like because like what sex is about two people coming together to please each other. If you're only in there just for yourself, that's selfish. It's like because then the older person is going to be left with feeling like they're used and stuff like that, and then they're going to feel like shit because they're a fucking like now they're like a victim pretty much. Yep. They pretty much got raped in a way.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like they... yeah, literally. It fucking sucks. Because, like, when I would at least hook up with people, I would only have, like... It would be consistent. It wasn't, like, a new girl every fucking time. It would be like, oh, we're not in a relationship, but we're, like, doing shit, you know?
One at a time.
Yeah. Because
and neither of them
like I don't know, like I never really saw like there was a point where there was like more than one, but that wasn't like a long period. That was only like one instance, like a brief moment where there was like probably like two girls, you know?
Right.
But that was like it was like an exactly, it was an overlap.
It was a transition.
It was a transition. It wasn't that because like eventually the other girl I wasn't talking to or doing with anymore. It's just that it's just how it fucking happened. I don't know. So like. I don't know, because I don't want to be with multiple random fucking people.
You don't want to be like Scott.
I don't want to be a hoe.
Yeah.
Like, I used to have hoe urges, and I did act on them, but I learned from them because...
We're not gonna use, like, some of this, right? If I, like, start talking about stuff that I, like...
Alright, so Alex and I have been talking about... I brought this up. So, how, like, Lucifer... aka the
devil,
aka the devil. He's not technically evil. He punishes evil. He's an angel. He doesn't punish people not worthy of being punished.
Exactly. He doesn't do any bad thing to any good person. He's only doing those things to people who have either done those things or, you know, deserve to be punished.
Exactly.
And I drew an analogy that it's similar to a good person rooting on a cop for arresting the bad guy. Bad guy is going to be afraid of the cop because he knows he did something wrong and he knows the outcome of what would happen if he was face to face with a cop. The good person knows that they're a good person and that they've done nothing wrong, and so they have no reason to think that they'd have any kind of negative run-in with the cop. So they cheer along for the bad guy to be arrested by the cop. So it's no different than a good person rooting for the devil to do what needs to be done and to serve justice to a bad guy. If anything, good people appreciate the existence of a devil to take care of people like that and give them the justice that they deserve.
Yeah. Because then I feel like that it could just kind of like set them karmically to kind of like come back to be like, yo, this time I got to be a good person so I don't go back there.
Yeah.
But I feel like that we forget that on this incarnation, but like your soul knows. Yeah, it's just like, gotta be a fucking good person, bro. Like,
today's the day. This is the time.
Yeah, it's like now, this time in this incarnation, I'm not gonna fuck up. Yeah, it's like this time I'm going to heaven. This time I'm not fucking up.
Yep. Yeah. Nah, this shit's real.
Yeah. Yeah, but then we're also thinking, then where does evil come from if it's not from the devil?
And I think
if he's only the mediator of evil.
And I was saying that I think it stems from human beings because, again, you know, we're the ones destroying the planet. We're the ones putting animals out of existence. We're the ones, you know, killing one another and blowing countries up and enslavement and all this other crap. Like, that's us. Nothing else. Nothing. There's no other.
Yeah, it's like no animals
are going
and enslaving other fucking animals and shit like that. It's
No. So, you know, I think that evil comes from within us. It's a byproduct of our existence. And thank God that we have, you know, two dyads, if you will. You know, of one to reward good people and one to punish bad people, because if you didn't have that, everything, all the balance would be thrown off.
Exactly. That's the order.
Yep.
It's the order of the universe. It's like a big churning system to churn out the good and the bad.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
It's beautiful. Oh, and then we're also saying about like fucking global warming and shit, and about like how the more the Earth heats up, that the more likely that cataclysmic events are gonna happen, like hurricanes, tornadoes, volcanic eruptions, and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's true.
And then now that we're having more and more frequent hurricanes than ever before, now that there's actual statistical evidence showing that climate change is like actually a thing,
and that Miami will be underwater in about 10 years, less than 10 years,
and who knows about Long Island?
Yep. Or
any other island,
Houston,
or anybody in any other place that's like close by water.
Yeah, Houston, Clearwater Beach.
Yeah.
Galveston. No, Houston, Galveston.
If you're by water, you're not going to be there in
you'll be
a
done.
handful of years. Yeah.
I know a lot of people who you know, they wanted to move to southern Texas or down on the Gulf Coast, and then you realize that because of how we overdeveloped those cities, they started sinking below sea level. So
because of heavy shit,
yeah, and because, you know, it's very marshy, spongy sand, so it's not meant to, you know, support that weight. I forget what the fuck I was gonna say.
Wouldn't that kind of fuck up Long Island too?
Oh, yeah. So then when you get a flood, it would like twice the damage.
Yeah.
Because there was no hill for it to, like, once it's in.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. It's crazy.
Because, like, isn't, like, New York City built on, like, swamplands?
Yes.
So technically, like, wouldn't, like,
but
that be applied for the same thing?
Yeah,
that, like, if you overdevelop, it'll sink?
Difference is we were smart about it, and we have infrastructure underground, a subterranean infrastructure to hold everything up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, those things go far underground.
Yeah. That's crazy. Isn't that cool that you can, like, do shit like that to, like, build a city, though?
Yeah, no, it's cool.
It's, like, amazing, but also, like, the byproduct of having a city also is, like, disgusting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's, like, it's cool that it exists, but is it wise that it exists, you know?
I guess it's a backup plan, because I know they're talking about putting Manhattan on floating barges. something crazy like that.
Really?
Yeah. This way, it doesn't matter what kind of beach erosion we have, it'll be a floating city.
Floating, yeah.
Yeah, like a metropolis.
I thought of that for Florida. I was like, why don't they just put big rafts on the bottom of their houses so like when it floods, it's just floating?
That makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Like, why isn't that an actual thing? Like, why? Like, we have to adapt, obviously, because we fucked up, and now we're letting the water rise above the fucking land that we're living on.
Yeah,
so,
or even if you just put, like, giant buoys around your house, you know what I mean? Like, attached to the side, not even the bottom.
Yeah. Dude, now we're going to be aquatic creatures because we fucking made the land rise, and now we're going to have to evolve. What if we have houses and, like, instead of lawns, there's, like, oceans? It's like, yo, you have this little, like this little pond in front of your house that you just swim around in and shit.
That's some crazy shit.
That is. You only guaranteed this circle of water. And then your house is in the middle.
That's insane. Like a little plot of land, like you have like your own little zone of ocean.
Yeah. And that's how we're gonna fucking live now, and then we're gonna be like weird amphibians.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have like, and then we could have like weird, and like we're gonna like either have boats or swim to the nearest like towns, and they're gonna be like those like, have you ever played Pokemon?
Yeah.
Do you know like those like the old like seaport cities and stuff like that?
Yes.
When they, like it was the cities on the water, and then you have like the weird like plank things kind of like bridging them.
Right.
So like that's how it would be, you know?
Yeah. That's crazy. Because then you have like an event like that, and then you fast forward, like you said, a couple hundred years, and then before you know it, we're amphibious.
Yeah. But we're adaptable, though.
Yeah, I mean, look at something as minor or as significant as skin color. You know, people in Africa developed darker skin because it, you know, protected them. They got less skin cancer from exposure to the sun. They adapted. It's the same thing.
Exactly. That's why there's different variations of people all over the world, just because we adapt to the environment that we are at. It's like, if we were all in the same place, we'd all look the same. But, like, that's not how humanity evolved. It's like we're all spread out across the globe. So we just landed there and just, like, fucking evolved to that place. Right. And that's why we all look different and have different qualities and have different fucking attributes and traits, you know?
Right. Yeah.
It's because of where you were from on Earth. It doesn't make it good or bad. It's just that you have different. It's just that we're all different and unique. But then we all come together and then make one big superhuman.
Yeah. Angels and demons, yo. Angels and demons.
I'm going to start talking about that more, actually. Like, literally, I'm starting a mini podcast about, like what it's going to be.
You know, because you don't want to have a discussion on whether or not it's real, because that's a debate that we can't have. But we can have a very deep philosophical conversation about what these two symbols represent. You know, that you could get into a very deep conversation about what the methodology was behind creating a figment, you know, a figurehead like that.
Yeah. Yo, you see that raccoon on that fucking garbage?
Oh fuck!
He saw me. He's like, "Oh shit, I gotta go." Oh, he's going in. He opened it. Nah, dude, we're seeing firsthand how they fucking work. I'm recording this shit.
You should put your lights on.
Oh, that would give me away, though, for the house.
We're not smoking anymore. You should just, like, flash it, see what happens. Nothing.
Nah. But yeah, this has been the Wrath of Aquarius mini podcast. I don't know what I'm gonna post this on, but
we'll figure it out.
We do episodes Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And peace on out, guys. This has been a little side chat for you guys. You know,
side chat.
Little side chat.
Fireside chat.
Yeah, fireside chat. All right, peace out, guys.